So then he slides up to the 16th fret of the E string, and then he hammers on and off from the 16th to the 19th, back to 16, and pulls off to the 15th fret. So, and then he plays the 15th fret on the B string. So that whole thing is. Then he just starts on that 15th fret on the E string and hammers on 16, 19, pulls back off 16, 15, goes back down to the B string of that. So he's repeating the lick basically. But the first time he starts on the 16th fret. So he does that 3 times. Then he slides up a minor third to the 19th fret, and he does 19, 21, back to 19, back to 18. So, and then and that was on the E string, and on the B string he does the 20th fret. So then he goes down to that 21st fret. 22nd fret, is it? 19, 20, 22. The 22nd fret, actually. So I'm sorry, he's going from the 19 to 22, 19, 18, to the 20th. Got that kind of messed up, so. Then he goes to the 22nd fret on the B string, back to the 19th fret of the E string, to the 22nd fret of the E string, and he bends that up a whole step. And then what he does, the last thing he ends on is, and sometimes it's kind of hit or miss, but, and what that's doing is, when you can get harmonics on your 12th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, that's all on the G string, right? But if you go behind that on the 4th fret, and you walk it down, you can get harmonics. So he's getting this harmonic kind of around the 3rd fret, in between somewhere in that 4th fret, leaning towards the 3rd fret. And what he does, it's close to that 3rd fret, and he bends down before he hits the harmonic. And then he pulls it up. Alright guys, so that was the note-for-note breakdown of the whole thing. I tried to go through it rather quickly, and actually in going through it quickly, I think I messed up one part. So I'm going to go back to it real quick. That part where it goes... I think I said it walks down from... But in between the double pull-off on the B string and that pull-off from the G string, 15th fret to the 12th fret, it bounces back and forth between the 15th fret of the G string to the 12th fret of the B string. So that goes a double pull-off from 15, 12 on the B string. Then it goes to the 15th fret of the G string to the 12th fret of the B string. Then it does that pull-off of the 15 to 12 on the G string. And then the 14th fret pinch harmonic. So that whole thing, when I first said, I said it went... But it's really... And it's not a huge difference, but it will make a difference in the timing if you're playing this along with the track. So, before we finish this, let's quickly go through some of the theory that's going on here. So again, this is being played primarily over an A chord to an E chord. So, over that first A chord, he's playing... And what that is again, he's bending up a half step from the major 6 to the flat 7. So that kind of gives the impression of this bar chord being a dominant chord because you're going to your flat 7. Right? Then he goes up a major pentatonic scale, which, if you think of your A major scale, you're eliminating notes, and that's where you get your pentatonic scale. So instead of, you're just playing those notes. Then he goes back down to that flat 7, so it's almost more like thinking of Mixolydian scale. Then he bends that flat 7 up a whole step. So that's over the A chord. That's what's going on. Then when it gets to the E chord, he goes to this. And he bends up from that 9th to the minor 3rd. So and the rest of it's all pentatonic, with the exception of that flat 5 note on the G string. So those are the first 2 chords. Then he goes into, and as we discussed on that, that's just running up an E minor pentatonic scale. And then that walk down is just, again, root notes on each one of those chords that are going. Then he slides into that C sharp note, and he bends that up a half step. Then he does that riff that he repeats 3 times, and that's over the A chord. And what that gives you, it gives you a weird, starts out on a weird tone if you're playing over A. It's giving you the flat 9 basically, so it's a real dissonant tone. But then it goes into the 9th. Then it plays the major 3rd to the 4th. And then it gives you the 6th to the root. And it's just a cool little riff. And then playing it fast, you really don't hear that that's a dissonant tone. Like, you don't actually hear that. It's just... it just goes by so quickly, but it just adds so much cool flavor to it. Now, the thing, a lot of people, you can hammer on that if you want. Like, hammer on all those notes, or I think he picks all those notes. That's what it sounds like on the CD, and he's kind of an alternate picker, so, although he may just pick the first 2 notes and then hammer on the next 2 strings. I'm not really quite sure. I think he picks all the notes. I did in this video. I picked all the notes. I'm a picker. Anyway, so after it goes to that, then it goes back to the E chord. And this is where he does the... And that is, again, it's going down. On E, you have your 9th, your major 3rd, and your 4th. But it's going down your D chord, which this could be thought of in, if you're hearing it as that D chord, you could be hearing that Lydian sound, which is a sharp 4. So you have, off a D, you have your root, 3rd, sharp 4, and 5th. Which really gives like a Steve Vai. Steve Vai uses Lydian all the time. So if you're hearing it over D, right? But it's going over E, so you're hearing that 9th, major 3rd, and 4th. Then you go to the flat 7. So, and that flat 7 really gives, again, a dominant feel. So that was awful. So then over E, he's bending that note, which is the major 3rd going up to the 4th, back down to the minor 3rd to the 4th. Then he just bends. You could think of pentatonics at that point. And actually, a lot of this comes straight out of the pentatonic. Besides that bend there, you have... Besides this note here, which is the 9th, that's all those notes are in the pentatonic, right? So, and then except for that, that's your major third. It's more like a dominant pentatonic thing. So this is the part that I really wanted to talk about, which was the last riff that repeats itself up a minor third. Right? It's the same thing going up 3 frets, right? Now, what this is, if you think of it, we'll talk about it over the chords that it's going over, but if you think about this in E minor pentatonic, which again, this is where you can make this a useful lick, because you can use this in E minor pentatonic, or over E minor, I should say. And what it's doing, it's playing your minor third to your minor third to your major third to your 5th, back down to the dominant 7. So over a dominant 7, E dominant 7, it sounds great. Over minor, it sounds great. You know, you could use it. Sounds perfect. Now, when you move it up, again, you're getting that cool play between the dominant 7 and your minor and major third. Then when you move it up a minor third, what you get is your flat 5, your 5, you get your dominant 7 again, back down to your minor third. So you're getting that minor third again. But the cool thing here is you get that flat 5 note in there, which just sounds really cool. Now, what this is actually being played over, though, is it's being played over a D7 chord. So the first one's being played over D7. And the next one's being played over D sharp 7. And then it goes to the E chord. That's why bending that note up, the D note up to the E note, works, because you're on your E chord sliding down. So I just wanted to, I think that play between, I've always talked about, in all my videos, I always talk about the major, minor third, and the flat 5. They're just such bluesy, important things that whenever you could throw those in, it's very tasty and sounds great. So anyway, that was that. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. I know I tried to really go through it quickly, so I apologize if it's a little jumbled this time. I'm trying to get a happy medium between giving a lot of detail in these lessons, which a lot of people seem to be enjoying, and going a little quicker with my pace, so that it's not a hour lesson with 6 videos, but whichever. I try and do my best, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you do like this, please click subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. It really helps us know that you like these lessons, and the more likes we get on certain videos, the more we are going to direct these lessons that way. It really helps us know what you guys want to see. Also, check out guitarbreakdown.com. There's a bunch of stuff going to be up there shortly, and I hope to see you on the next lesson. Like I said, this is going to hopefully become a series of Mr. Big kind of things, so if you guys are into that, check it out. If not, check out some of the other videos, and I'll see you on the next lesson. Thanks.